What's up, everybody? We got a new video for you today, and today we're taking care of a couple things. Stay tuned and we'll show you them all. Yeah, trying to get that inside view is crazy.
Yeah, I can open it up and let you look in there.
I can see it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, I can kind of do like that.
So you're grinding the hooks and the flattening
Sharps and
Getting
the ridges. And then we'll get the wolf teeth out of here in a minute.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's supposed to be the second most powerful mammal bite. Hippo's #1.
Oh yeah, I've seen them do where they throw the watermelons and the hippos crush them and all that.
Oh, I hadn't seen that. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that. They were demonstrating their bites, and apparently they feed them that. But I've seen that. I guess I was an Animal Planet kid growing up.
Oh, okay.
I was a huge Steve Irwin fan, so I've watched all kind of animal, everything you could imagine.
So they're not just getting sharp points, but balancing it. You don't want to leave one tooth too high. You want that jaw to slide when they turn, because it's got to. We'll go through here and just with this buff the 90-degree edges where it won't be sharp on the teeth and on the tongue.
So this basically just gives the horse, like for the video, this gives the horse his overall best chance at having a good, healthy life.
Right.
Same as with the dentist with us.
Right, where they process their food and efficiently. They'll feel like eating.
Which will be easier on the owner now because maybe he might retain his weight easier.
That's right. You don't have to feed as much, less health issues. A lot of cane in here for these wolf teeth. People appreciate that.
Yeah, the wolf teeth extraction was, that's probably the coolest thing I've seen today because I didn't realize the wolf teeth were so small.
The vast majority of them are fairly shallow rooted, so when the bit hits it, they really feel that.
I think that's actually going to be a good thing for us as well because with us in training and the lines, like I said, they're heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you're probably heavier, like compared to my riding horses, you're probably heavier handed on, a work style horse that you're behind with long lines. So having wolf teeth out would be more so important, I would think.
Right, because I've seen where they weren't removed and they're fractured, and of course that hurts. The bit fractures it, and then that hurts even more.
Yeah, I could only imagine you having a tooth that's fractured and split, and then you're applying pressure to it, basically.
Right.
That would be very painful. And I'm sure there are horses that have been to trainers because something like that's happened, and it's like, well, the horse has an issue, not a training issue.
That's right. And a lot of trainers now, if you don't have the teeth done and the wolf teeth removed, they don't even start the job. Yeah, because they're fighting an uphill battle.
Well, you're putting them in a situation, like you said, where you can't train out a health issue.
Right.
No matter how much you think or how good you think you are.
Yeah.
If the problem starts with like a chiropractic issue with a horse and you're strapping a saddle on his back, you're just making it worse.
That's right.
Tooth extraction. I don't think any human likes to have a tooth extraction.
Oh no. Yeah, this one was short and fat rooted here, so it just that would have irritated him. And you can see where that was in contact with something, a little bit of wear there.
Okay.
So
that could have been touching his bit.
Oh, it could have been. It probably was a little bit. Same with the other one here too. Yes, it may have a longer root.
Okay, so the heavy-headed Jasper is now finished up with his.
He's finished. He'll appreciate this tomorrow. Right now,
Yeah.
he probably doesn't. Even though I numbed it with lidocaine still, and just like I said, about 2 or 3 days of no bit, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be off for the rest of the week. All right.
But yeah, see how this? It's kind of like in a line there, just a gentle curvature. It could be these sharp points could be taken off a little bit here. They need to kind of go, but. And maybe a little bit of filing, but in general, that's kind of what you're after.
So this is what you're after, a good, smooth transition. Right. No lumps, no humps, just a smooth transition.
No ramps and no hooks. And like I said, a little bit could be taken off here. This guy died probably 6 months after being floated, but anyway, yep.
Okay. Okay, we're headed back to the farm to unload the horses now that they've had their dental procedure done. And then we're going to get them unloaded, and they won't be worked for 3 days because they had their wolf teeth removed, which is basically the tooth that is where their bit would sit in their mouth. They remove those so that they don't interfere with that, and it gives them a better, more comfortable life being a horse with a bit in your mouth, having done that. So, see you guys back at the farm. Bringing them back in after their trip to the vet. Shut the gate. Show y'all this real quick. We have to keep a latch on this gate right here because some smart 2-year-old has learned how to undo latches and walks and lets himself out when he wants to. So if you don't put that clip in there, he lets himself out.
So the Belgians have already been to the dentist this morning, and now they're at the farrier. So let's check out and see what's going on here.
A wrestling match.
This is Jasper's first time to ever
Be trimmed.
be trimmed. So
Ever in his life.
ever in his life.
As a 3-year-old.
So
the training is working. I've been working with him picking up his feet.
he just don't know how to be still.
Yeah, he's killing me. He's putting weight on me, twisting, pulling.
That's a big old foot, though.
Give him a break. All right, we gotta get a rasp. Quit pulling. Now I need him to put pressure down.
And he won't.
And he won't. So look at it, just light. Oh, the irony.
You're being bad, Jasper. Looks nice.
We're gonna clean these out before we trim. Use our hoof knife. Trim the bars. Edge of the frog. We're not shoeing, so this is not a real invasive trim. We don't go super deep. We just remove what's exfoliating here. Now we'll trim this excess. And I'm gonna show you guys something. A lot of people on our channel are sawmillers. Not necessarily all of you are horse people. I want to teach you guys a little bit about the hoof, balancing. See, he was actually in the quarters there. He had chipped away, so now we'll get our rasp. Show me that rasp there. Let's see. Take the toe back a little bit here. That quarter. Usually when you rasp, you want to go heel to toe. It's the first trim, so he's not perfect yet. But what we're going for right here. Medial laterally, which means inside and outside, you want to look down that hoof and see flatness. So it lands flat. All right. Now, it's more or less about maintaining this good bell hoof shape and just getting rid of any excess flaking. First trim ever, so could be a lot worse.
It could be worse. We've seen worse, haven't we?
Seen way worse. Even though I'll admit he's heavy and he's working me hard. Just doing that type stuff right there. See that? I got all the way to the front end. Okay.
Jasper don't know how much he weighs, apparently.
No.
Looking good on the front. Now it's time for those back feet.
I had a guy the other day on the channel. He commented and said that he had always heard his whole life, you know, don't be behind the horses. And I told him, I said, well, that's true. But it depends on your situation. And I kind of explained a little bit. But, for example, I'm a farrier. Well, you gotta be behind horses. If you're training horses to ground drive and work, you gotta be behind them. You just gotta be aware where, when, why, and how. And how trained the horse is. Shift your weight over. See, this horse here's never had a trimming, so I gotta be careful with Jasper. Even though I ain't known him to be a kicker or nothing. Move him over. Just centering him back up right there. Ooh. Pick up. You got to learn where to put your head, your hands, and everything when you're dealing with these type situations. Okay, so I will give you guys a tip too. We're talking about the when, where, and why, and how, you know, getting behind horses, certain situations. It's also good too not to surprise a horse. So when I've been trimming horses since I was probably 20 years old, which is, you know, we're pushing 14 years now. You want to run your hand down. See, there's no surprise. I didn't just come down here and grab his ankle. He knows I'm touching him. He knows I'm close with him. And I'm going to come down like so, all the way to here. Which on a quarter horse, I can put my hand around. And I'm far from putting my hand around this guy.
Yeah, that's a big hop.
So we're up. Now also, I'm behind the leg. If it kicks out now, I'm behind the leg. Which is what you want as well. I also don't put my face down over in front of it. I try to hang back. There's just methods you learn after getting kicked a couple times. And if you want to ask that question in the comments, I'm going to go ahead and answer it. Have you ever been kicked by a horse? Yes. Multiple.
Sat on, stomped.
Set, stomped, and everything. I've had a little bit of it all. So, I know all about it. If you do this for long enough, I'm sure you will too. What I'm wanting here. Pretty good. Well, I'm taking a break. I'm gonna follow Miss Brittany with a camera, and she's gonna take Jasper back out to the field. So he's had his teeth done, he's had his feet done, he's ready to go back and graze. So I think he's had enough today. What do you think, Brittany?
I think he has, poor thing. He even had a fecal exam.
Oh yeah, true. We had the fecal exam done, which is basically they just pull a specimen and see if, you know, what kind of worms he's got, best way to treat them, and all that. And I asked the vet about, you know, in my eyes, which he's rounded off there, you can see a big round booty. In my eyes, I want to put some more top line on him, which is basically I want him to gain some muscle mass and some weight in this area. And that's the point of getting the fecal exam in the teeth. It's so that we can better get him filled out. So now we gotta go get his buddy so he don't pace around here. He definitely doesn't like being without.
No, he hates being alone.
Okay, now that we're pretty much done with the horse stuff for the day, it took half the day to get all that done because we had to drive 45 minutes to an hour this morning to where they got the vet. He checked everything out, and you know, took a long time. So I guess we're gonna go take care of a few other things. I'm gonna go use our mini excavator to stack our manure pile up because we've been dumping beside it. It's getting kind of out of round. Plus I want to flip it so that it composts down for our garden use next year. And so we're going to do that. And then we're going to finish the day up doing a little bit of sawmilling because we got to catch up on some pallet production. So I'm going to catch some of that here in the next hour or so. Let's get to it. Okay guys, as you can see right here in front of our mini excavator, we got some manure from the barn, which is going to be a good, useful resource and another positive reason to have added horses to the farm. We've been dumping some wheelbarrow loads out here, and I kind of want to mound them up because the idea here is to compost this stuff down and be able to use it in the garden this following spring. So I'm going to use the excavator and kind of pick the pile from where it is currently and kind of shift it over to a side and push and pile it up so it's stacked up, and so it can come, you know, it'll go through a heat cycle and melt down. Composting. So let's get to that. Just like that, I was able to flip and turn the compost pile over using our mini excavator. There it is. It's blindingly, there is not a cloud in sight today, and
Hot,
it is
too.
hot and sunny out here.
It was cool this morning, now it's hot.
Yeah, we actually started out today in a jacket, and then now we're, well, short sleeves and everything. It's hot. It's hot. You get the full thing in Mississippi. You start out in winter, then by midday you're at fall, then by afternoon you're in summer. All of them in one. Also, before we leave the machine over here, I wanted to highlight and show you guys a couple things about it. One, I was going to tell you guys, left my drink up there, how nice, if you look down in here, it's kind of well hidden here, but you got a Briggs & Stratton engine in this unit. And I'm going to leave a description, in the description below, a link that you guys can get one of these for your farm if you are interested. But it's got the Briggs & Stratton power unit in it, which runs great, starts quick and easy. And let me tell you something else. Maintenance and fuel economy on this thing, no problem. Hardly have to do anything to keep it going. A couple grease fittings you put in on your joints, where all your cylinders are and everything, and throw some fuel in her and go. It's got easy maintenance, and I cannot say enough about the 23 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine that's in this thing, and it runs well. You've seen it move this stuff here. Now I'm still getting the handle on the machine itself, getting a good feel for my controls and stuff. So it's running great. It's running great. I really enjoy it. And check the description below. We're gonna put a link. We got a link that you guys can go through and get one for your farm if you want one.
So I know we haven't done an update on our fall garden, but check it out, guys. Here it is. We got turnip greens, mustard greens, collard greens, radishes over there.
She's even got some radishes. I'll zoom in on her radishes there. And then in
Look
rows.
how pretty they are there.
It is pretty. We have been learning about fertilization and pH and all that this year. So we're getting there. I would say that the 2024 season has been the biggest season of growth for Brittany and I's farm.
For sure.
Because we learned if you do not have the pH correct, your fertilization will not be able to take hold. So we've been working with some agronomists in the area, figuring all that out. And I think our turnip greens, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but they're nice and green and beautiful. So we're learning. Now, guys, this is also gonna be some sawmilling. We got a few pallet wood pieces we got to cut today. We're going to do a big video Friday on cutting pallet wood. But I just wanted to show you guys a couple little cuts as we wind our day down, and had this special midweek video for you. Okay, everybody, we have finished up our day. We wanted to take you through the full gambit of everything we got into today. We started out early this morning at 6 o'clock, taking the horses over to the vet, getting the job done. We had to come back, take care of some other stuff, and we wound up sawmilling like always. So, if you guys like this type content, and if you want to see more special midweek type content like we did this week, comment down below, encourage us to do so, and we might just do that. But this one is winding down to an end. I'm going to go edit this video up, get it posted, and that's going to be it. There's some links in the description if you guys want to see more, because Brittany's been working on her Patreon, posting up some different stories and things we've been doing through the weekend and everything else in between. So there's some extra content if you're interested. We're going to try to get some more stuff out there for Instagram as well. We're working. Thank you guys for watching everything that we do. If you like this video, like it, comment, and subscribe to help boost us up in the algorithm. But until next time, guys.
See ya.
Bam.